Hi there. Welcome back to Polite Pups Academy Sunday Live. Well, I thought I went live like a few minutes ago, but I didn't. I did like the whole thing, and then I'm like, oh, there's nobody watching. Let me go check. The day that I didn't check was the day that, I didn't quite click go live. Now I'm pretty sure I'm live because I see there. All right. So, I hope that you're having a great weekend. So let me tell you. So you see here, Building Canine Confidence Challenge. Our challenge started June 4th. It's a free challenge with the possibility of upgrading if you wanted to. We've got so many people signed up for the Building Canine Confidence Challenge. Today is day 3. We're in the midway point, and they're learning an exercise whereby they're working with their dog and learning all about or maybe refreshing their knowledge about building canine confidence and what we can do to help our dogs with canine confidence. So those of you who are in the challenge and are tuning in right now, your day 3 lesson video should be going out in a bit. All right. So I also want to let folks who are not in the challenge know that I have a webinar coming up that's called the Top 5 Tips to Your Dog's Training Success. So what are the top 5 tips that will help with the success of your dog training? Some of you may be wondering, I took obedience. I took my dog to obedience classes. You know, he graduated after a few weeks, and now he's not able to do all these. Why? Or he's resistant to doing it. Why? Well, we're going to talk about all of that in our webinar. And so if you have, especially if you have a fearful dog, like a fearful, anxious, or like a dog that is reactive and has some fear aggression, definitely come to the webinar. I have a course from Fearful Fido to Confident Canine that's especially for those dogs. And the top 5 tips that I'll be sharing is going to be universal for helping our dogs, but it's definitely going to be helping those dogs, those fearful Fidos that some of you may have. I have 2 of them myself. I have 6 dogs, and 2 of them are somewhat fearful. The link to register for the webinar can be found. If you're on Facebook, it can be found below. If you're on YouTube, I will put it in the description box right after this. But yes, so we're going to talk about that. And the webinars are on these dates. They're completely free. It's Thursday, June 10th at 7:30 p.m. Saturday, June 12th at 11 a.m. That's US Eastern. So that Saturday, June 12th time is going to probably, if you are in UK, that's going to probably work for you because that will be evening your time or late afternoon. It's also going to work for the US Eastern time folks, as well as my Pacific time zone folks. The Thursday, June 10th at 7:30 p.m. is probably going to work for my US Eastern time zone folks, as well as my Pacific folks, right? And then there's another one on Tuesday, June 15th at 4 p.m. So that 4 p.m. time, that's going to work for my UK folks, for my US Eastern folks as well. 4 p.m. Maybe for some of you it might be too early, but maybe it might work for some of you. And then if you're working from home still, if you're in the Pacific time zone, that's going to work for you. And it may also work for my New Zealand folks. I know it's going to be very early still, but it'll probably work. Or if you're in the eastern part of Australia, that might work too, 4 o'clock. It's going to be like really early in the morning. But yeah, so those are the 3 times. They are free. Come join us. Learn what the top 5 tips are to improving your dog's training success, as well as I will be teaching you an exercise that's going to help with your dog's self-confidence as well as self-control. So it's not going to just be me talking about the course that I'm going to be offering, but I'm also going to be giving you some information about how you can help your dog succeed in its training, right? So let's see whether I have any questions at all. So if you have questions, go ahead and post it so that I can try to answer some of those questions. Let's see how you can help your dog. I don't see any questions yet, but yes. Let's see. So let me just give you a little bit of a snippet on what we're doing in our challenge. So in our challenge, we're talking about Canine confidence. What is canine confidence? I've also posted a link for the challenge. I can post a link for the challenge right below. What is canine confidence? Why is it important, right? What does canine confidence look like? What does it not look like? What does an underconfident dog look like? And then today we talk about tips to help boost canine confidence. What can we do on our part to help boost canine confidence in our dog, right? Confidence in our dog, as well as we're doing exercises each day towards that end. So I teach folks who are participating in this challenge an exercise on the first day of the challenge, June 4th. And then we're doing same iterations of the exercise, but with different things. For example, the first 2 days, we're doing it in 0 to low distraction. The next 2 days, we're going to do it with some medium distraction. They're going to use like toys, food, maybe people. And the next 2 days, days 5 and 6, we're going to take that exercise outdoors and we're going to add to that distraction. It's going to look different for different dogs, but it's going through that learning phase and generalization as well as the proofing phase. Your dog, as we add more and more distraction, is probably going to take a little bit longer to be able to do the exercise that they could possibly do in days 1 and 2. And that is the same thing that will happen whenever you teach your dog something new. Whenever you teach something new, it's going to take some time for them to understand that, oh, this is the command and this is the behavior that she's expecting me or he's expecting me to do. And then after that, you're going to have to generalize it to other areas, right? It's not just in the house, or it's not just at the basketball court and that's it. No, you've got to like practice it in other places. All right. That's the generalization phase. And then after that, you got to start adding your distractions. That's going to help with proofing, because you want your dog to be able to do it in any circumstance, even when in the face of distractions. And that distractions could be other people, other dogs, toys, noise, loud noises, for example. All right. And then after that, it doesn't mean you just stop it and you don't do it anymore. No, you will continue into that maintenance phase where you are going to keep working with your dog. So my dogs were trained like years ago, but we still work on it daily. We still work on all the different things. Whenever I can fit it in, I will do it. Whenever we're going on a walk, when we take a walk, we're practicing all the different things. So that we're maintaining, right? We're maintaining. It's like if I learned a foreign language, right? Another language altogether, and I don't practice it, I am going to forget what I've learned because of lack of practice. It's the same thing with the dog, all right? They need to practice. Not only will they not forget when they practice, but they're going to get better and better and better. It's kind of like us, right? If we're learning an instrument, instead of saying a foreign language, it's like if we're learning an instrument, the only way we're going to get better is if we practice and practice and practice. If we don't practice, we may still remember how to do it, but we're probably going to stink really bad, right? not being able to play properly, right? But if we keep practicing and practicing the right way, right, we're going to get better and it's going to sound better. It's the same thing with our dogs. It's like they need to keep practicing that in different situations, right, with all kinds of distractions and maintaining it in their daily life, right? So we don't just do it at obedience school or obedience classes and then after that decide, okay, that's it. Like they've graduated, so they're perfect now. Well, they may be perfect, like maybe like for the, next 2 or 3 weeks, but then after that, they're going to revert back and like not remember. So you've got to practice it. Okay. You've got to practice it. So, I'm going to reiterate. I don't have any questions from this week. Nobody asked any questions yet, but I'm going to reiterate that we have a webinar. Please make sure you sign up for the webinar, the top 5 tips to improve your dog's training success. It is for June 10th, June 12th, as well as June 15th. So that is Thursday, Saturday, as well as Tuesday. I have different times. June 10th is at 7:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern. June 12th is 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern. And Tuesday, June 15th is at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern. So that's going to help with the different time zones, hopefully. And I will also be appearing on Facebook Live as well as Instagram Live to answer some other questions that you might have. So with Facebook Live, I'm going to appear here because it's going to go all the way to YouTube as well at the same time. And then I'll do Instagram Live as well if you have any questions that you want to ask me. So I'm actually going to be, during the webinar, I'm also going to be talking about my From Fearful Fighter to Confident Canine course. It is a course, it's a 6-week course, especially for dogs. It can be for any dogs, but it definitely works really well for dogs who are fearful, anxious, has got reactivity issues. It's going to work so well for them. It's the same course that I use for my own dogs. It's the course that works so well because we don't use treats. We do use positive reinforcement, but we don't use treats because many of us might know that when our dogs are anxious, fearful, has some fear aggression, when we want them to do something, usually they don't even and if they're nervous about it, they won't take treats. So if they don't take treats, it's hard to motivate them. So we motivate them doing other things. We actually use pets, we use our voices and whatnot. And so this course is really, really helpful for those dogs who are fearful. That's why it's called From Fearful Fighter to Confident Canine. We want them to get confident. And I'll be sharing stories as well from my past students who took it back in January, February, March, right? It's what's the end of January, so February, March, and the successes they've had with their dogs. I will be sharing that during the webinar itself as well. So I hope to see many of you at the webinar. Don't forget, you can sign up. The link, if you are watching this on Facebook, the link is below. If not, I will post the link in the YouTube channel as well in the description box. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe and like so that you get notified of all my videos that I'll be uploading in the next few months. Right. And if you want to check out Building Canine Confidence Challenge, you still have time to join. I will post the link below so that you can sign up. We already started the challenge. We've already done 2 days of it. Those of you who are in the challenge, your 3rd day lesson video will be coming out shortly. It should be on your way. It should be on the way to you pretty soon. All right. Check your emails for that. And join us in the Facebook group if you haven't yet. I probably only have about half of you in the Facebook group, but there were probably 138 people that signed up, but I'm only seeing about half of you in the Facebook group. So come and join us in the Facebook group if you've signed up, because that's where you're going to get questions answered. If you have any questions, that's where you're going to be able to win your prizes, prize giveaway at the end of the challenge. If you do the task, all right, the daily action task. So I'm hoping to see you in the Building Canine Confidence Challenge, but I'm definitely hoping that I'll be able to see you in the webinar. Please go ahead and register, and I hope to see you either on Thursday, June 10th, Saturday, June 12th, or Tuesday, June 15th. All right. Take care. And as usual, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them away in the Facebook group, and I will address those questions in my next live Q&A. In the meantime, I hope that you're having a great weekend. It is hot here in Maryland. I hope that you are finding some shade and coolness. We walked our dogs early so that they don't have to feel the heat of the sun on their paws, right? So make sure you're mindful of that as well, because if it's too hot for you, it might be too hot for your dog's paws, and might be good to skip the walk until later on in the evening when it's cooled down. This is why it's good to have activities and exercises that you can do indoors for your dog, so that you mentally and physically tire them out indoors. All right. On days when you can't do a regular walk soon enough, right? So anyhow, so I hope that all of you are doing well and that you're enjoying your day. Take care, and I hope to see you at the webinar. Please register so that I'll see you and your dog at the webinar. Take care and goodbye.